Hey everybody, and welcome back. It's Art with A Bird Freedom Support, but more importantly, I'm joined with my Kimber 1911 DS Warrior in 9mm. In fact, unloaded and clear, especially since I literally just came off the range. But today is very important. Today is a milestone, and the reason that it's a milestone is that the Kimber DS 1911 Warrior has breached 2,000 rounds in the almost 2 months that I've owned it. Also, this pistol has been to 3 steel challenge matches. So today I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give the Kimber DS 1911 Warrior with Holosun 507C. I'm going to give this pistol my personal report card. But more importantly, stay tuned to the end and I'm going to tell you exactly why it has made it into my top 5 personally owned 9mm pistols I own. So it did make it into my top 5. Find out why at the end. Don't worry, it's not going to take that long. Okay, basics. 5-inch. Absolutely full-size 1911 slide in 9mm. Aluminum frame. This was a little bit of a concern at first because I was shooting a Mac DS9, which has gone down the road to another owner. The Mac DS has replaced it. Yes, the Warrior has done battle with the Mac DS9 in my personal collection, and the DS9 is gone. Am I sad? A little bit. But let's move on. Let's move on to the highlights of the pistol as I found them in a little over 2,000 rounds, multiple practices. Very important. This is today's practice target. Whoop. I see you through the hole. So all of this was done at 7 and 10 yards. No, that is not massively impressive. But I have noticed that I have seen some people make mention in comment sections about people doing a review and not showing the target. And yeah, I put one out of the A zone. And I have 3 line breakers out of 125 rounds. As you saw in the opening little montage, so that you could actually see the pistol being shot as well as the target in various stages. I do find that input to the pistol, in my opinion, in my experience so far, and these are my experiences and my experiences only. Note this is not sponsored by Kimber. Kimber has not told me what to say or anything like that. They don't even know who I am. Anyhow, I find that the amount of input I need to put into the pistol, even with the lightweight aluminum frame coming in at 24 ounces versus that full-size 5-inch Mac at 36, I think it was 36, 32 ounces. It was an 8-ounce difference, so a half pound. I find that input is very minimal in the fact of how my grip falls onto the pistol. I find myself concentrating on that good grip. Let's talk about that. So another place where I would grade the Kimber DS 1911 Warrior in A is actually the texturing in the carbon composite 2011 or 2K11 style grip that's used on the pistol. I was a little skeptical at first. I do find it to be just the right amount of aggressive. I'm not doing battle with it to try to keep it. And at the same time, I'm not battling against a rough grip. So for grip, I give it an A. Now, let's go into what everybody's point in contention is, trigger pull. I have done nothing to this pistol. It averages right about a 4.5 pound trigger pull. But yet, when I'm actually shooting the pistol, it does not feel like a 4.5 pound trigger. I give it a B+. And the only reason I give it a B+ is I'd like it to be just a little bit lighter from the factory, maybe a 4-pound trigger, but that's not enough to make me not like it. As the pistol is worn in, it has gotten easier to manipulate. Now, reliability. This is a tough grade because of the fact that this pistol has been running, except for 50 rounds of veteran ammo, 124 grain. That's the only factory ammo that's been through this pistol. Everything else has been my worked up hand loads. Excuse me. And the pistol has run with 0 issues from the pistol. I give it an A. Yes, maybe I'm giving it an A prematurely, but I don't care. This is my grade. If you have a different grade, go ahead and go in the comments. If you have a different interaction with the Kimber DS 1911 Warrior, put it in the comments. Or if you have a specific question about something with the Kimber DS 1911 Warrior, and I'm going to stop saying Kimber DS 1911 Warrior. We all know what pistol we're talking about. If there's something specific, a specific question that you have, go ahead and put that in the comments. If I am able to answer it, I will. I did find the optics mounting easy. I give it a B+, only because of the fact that there is the T-nuts. I was told in a comment from another owner of a Kimber DS 1911 Warrior, yeah, I did it again, that they actually went and got another plate. I am still running the original CH plate that came with the pistol with my used Holosun 507C. I find no issues with the optic coming loose, losing zero, anything like that. Now, what is one of the biggest grades that we all hear everybody talk about with a pistol? All right, that's going to be the budget or the price point. Now, the price point on this pistol was actually a little bit of a point of contention. I was a little bit nervous at the price that it comes in at being so far below a 2K11 and actually under some imported 2K11. I don't care what the price is anymore. To me, the pistol has become priceless. Now, at 5,000 rounds, I will actually pull this pistol down. So we're not going to talk about this pistol anymore until 5,000 rounds unless it suffers a catastrophic malfunction. And then I'll share that with everybody. But otherwise, at 5,000 rounds, I'm going to take the pistol down. We're going to actually look at wear patterns, finish wear, internal wear, and we're going to get a really good look at a 5,000 round normal use. That's right, normal use, not a burn down. Not a burn down. Normal usage by a somewhat normal guy. Anyhow, so I would overall give the Kimber DS 1911 Warrior at 2,000 rounds, 3 matches, tons of practice, tons of dry fire training. I would overall give it an A for awesome. And that's just my opinion. Now, I did tell you that I would tell you how it makes it in the top 5. And I'll just give you a couple of my top 5. And if you want to know the whole top 5, my personal top 5, to compare it to your top 5, go ahead, go in the comments and ask for the top 5. Okay, so my top 5, kind of strange. Beretta M9A4 is in there. The SIG 226 MK25 edition that I got from one of my favorite customers up when my shop is in Oregon. That's in there. The Kimber DS 1911 Warrior is also in the top 5. But where in the top 5 does it rank? I will tell you at 5,000 rounds, can it move up from just being in the top 5 to number 1? Can this take the number 1 seat in my personal collection? Now, a quick question. What pistol, $1,500 and less, would be the best competitor to pit head-to-head against this DS 1911 Warrior? It's already done battle with the Mac DS9 and lost. The DS9 has a new owner. The DS9 is not a bad pistol whatsoever, but it's no longer my pistol. What pistol should do battle with the DS 1911 Warrior? So everybody, that's my, as I said, 2,000 round grading session, my personal scale, my grading curve, you might say. Low and left when I put in too much input. So 5,000 rounds, we're going to tear it down. We're going to look for wear. We're going to nitpick it. At 5,000 rounds, she gets her final grade, and also her final ranking in my top 5 will be shared at 5,000 rounds. Everybody stay safe, like, comment, subscribe. If you have suggestions on different ways and different things I should do to review this pistol, go ahead, put those in the comments. Stay safe, shoot straight. As of now, I do recommend the Kimber DS 1911 Warrior. It's becoming a staple in not only my range bag, but also my safe and my heart. Anyhow, everybody, that's Art with A-Bird Freedom Support, and that is my grading and how the Kimber DS 1911 Warrior made it into my top 5 personally owned and shot pistols. Till next time, get it.